MMA Rants and Raves, UFC 127. Jorge Rivera versus Michael Bisping. Guys, I want to make a few points here. I want to start with Rivera. Rivera's a guy, very heavy hands. You know, he can really deliver a knockout blow. He was going to face Sakara. Sakara was out of the fight, and as a result of that, Rivera didn't have an opponent. Now it seems like he's called out Michael Bisping. He seems really confident, and you know, there's one situation where he may pose a matchup problem for Bisping. You know, this is a guy who can knock people out, and you know, we've seen before that Bisping can be knocked out. He got hit by Henderson, and he was knocked out. I mean, pretty decisively. So, you know, if he can get that shot in, you know, Bisping can be in trouble. However, if you look at Bisping after that fight, he has taken shots, all right? And he's done better as far as, you know, protecting himself. And he hasn't been knocked out. We saw in the Akiyama fight. Akiyama, you know, is a strong middleweight and has heavy hands. And early in that fight, it looked like he was in trouble, but he was able to collect himself, and that's the key, you know? It's a matter of some fighters, even if their chin is not the greatest, okay, whether it is the greatest or not, if they can clear the cobwebs and continue to fight, use determination and heart, then they can stay in the fight and be successful. And that's what Bisping did in the Akiyama fight. I see Bisping being able to dictate this fight where it's supposed to go. Bisping has good wrestling, and it's kind of ironic. You know, wrestling in Europe, you know, that's been kind of the Achilles heel of many European fighters, especially in the UK. But, you know, what sets Bisping apart from other UK fighters is that his wrestling is good. You know, it's really good. He's taking guys down. And, you know, he's also a big middleweight. You know, here's a guy who was fought at light heavyweight and has been successful. He defeated guys with the likes of Matt Hamill. Matt Hamill is a really good fighter. And he was able to, you know, defeat Matt Hamill. So that's another thing. You know, he's a big middleweight. He's a young guy. He's got really good cardio, okay, and he's well-rounded. I see him as being more technical in the stand-up than Rivera. So, you know, I just see him being a more well-rounded fighter than Rivera. He's more in his prime, the good cardio, and, you know, if he's able to weather any storm that comes from Rivera early in the fight, and this gets like to the second round and later, then I see Bisping, you know, taking this fight. So I'm going to go with a prediction here. I just see Bisping as the more well-rounded fighter. I see him having more technique in his stand-up, and, you know, he's got good wrestling, so I see him being able to take Rivera down. So I'm going to go with Bisping in this fight. I'd like to know what you think about the fight and the UFC 127 card. Please leave your comments below the video, rate this video, and subscribe, and thank you for tuning in.